Greetings to you all. In our series of analysis of novels, we have been studying The African Child by Camara Laye. We discussed the plot of the novel, and we also have discussed extensively on the characters in the novel. We discussed the character of Laye, the character of Laye's mother, Laye's father, Laye's grandmother, Fanta, Uncle Momodu, and several other characters in our previous video. And today we are going to be looking at the themes in the novel and also the predominant significant events in the novel. As I told you earlier in the previous lesson, I told you that the novel was written first in French, Le Infantinois, that is the name, and then it was later translated to English, and then the title was The Dark Child. And the recent publication, the title also changes to The African Child. And we discussed the plot, how Laye, the plot goes in line with the development of Laye's childhood to adulthood, then to her school time, and how he traveled to Paris to go and continue his study. So today we'll be looking at the themes one after another. And today we'll be looking at the theme of respect. The first thing we'll be looking at in the novel will be the theme of respect, and also dignity, respect and dignity of family. So we see that the novel, The African Child, emphasizes the respect people have for their family. The theme arises when Laye writes of his father's exalted place in their community, and as an expert metal worker and goldsmith. So we also see that Laye spent his free time in childhood observing the mystical rituals his father incorporated into his gold-smelting process, and reveling in the celebratory atmosphere created by the praise singers who entertained him in the workshop. I wanted to note that in the African traditional society, most of the people that praise singers come to sing for them are prominent people in the society, are people that have a degree of respect and social status. So Laye's father is from a very respected family and family clan, and he is very much admired by many people in Malinke, and that was why even praise singers come around to sing for him, especially during his work hours. So we saw that Laye also has a deep appreciation for his grandmother, who lives in Tindican, who treats him as a little husband. The grandmother often called him little husband. We have discussed that in the plot of the analysis of the plot. And also we saw that like his father, Laye seems to be respected as the center of her group of friends. Among the age grade of Laye, he also being respected very well, and we saw that Laye admires the various uncles and aunts who walk him to and from Tindican, and one of them is Uncle Momodu, Uncle Sikao. These are the two uncles in the novel. And then what do? They also teach him how to harvest rice, some of the aunties and the uncles in the village, or house him and treat him as a son while he studied in Conakry. It was Uncle Momodu that housed him while he was studying in Conakry, the capital of Guinea. The Laye's greatest respect, however, is for his mother, who openly treats him as her favorite child, improving his heart every time he visits Korusa. And like a visitor coming, the Laye's mother always used to come home with grasses so that the Laye's father can mend the hut before the return of Laye, or especially when Laye returns home, he will quickly do it so that the house will have a befitting look. And then that is also another form of respect. And then we see that the respect Laye has for his family makes his move to Paris particularly difficult, as he is leaving behind everyone who has supported him in his journey. Now, to go to Paris was difficult for Laye. Why? Because he loves his family. and he doesn't want to miss his father, his mother, and some of the friends in Guinea. So it was also another form of respect. Now let's see another one. We have the theme of magic and supernatural. Yes, the theme of magic and supernatural is very common in the novel. Why? Because supernatural defy the laws of science. It does not really, it cannot be explained by our logical ideas. Then we saw that the novel, one of the dominant thing in the novel is that of supernaturalism and magic. And we saw that the thing comes up in chapter 1 when Laye describes his father's relationship to his totem animal, the snake, and also Laye's father and mother explain to their son that a particular snake possessing supernatural powers visit Laye's father in his dreams and informs him of future events. No, snake coming or a particular animal coming to introduce to someone what will happen in the future. It will be difficult for scientific interpretation. So all those are supernatural beliefs that the people of Malinke have, and also most of the people in the community, also in Guinea and in the Guinea traditional society like Malinke that time, have the belief that each one have a particular totem or an animal that talks to the person. So that is why we have the Laye's mother have crocodile, the Laye's father was a snake, and then we also know that Laye has no reason to doubt their claims. The claims of the parent regarding supernatural beings or supernatural animal coming to talk to them, because he sees the snake regularly slither into his father's workshop and coil itself on his stool. So his father stroked the snake, seeming to communicate with it. So before creating gold jewelry, Laye's father gold-smelting process used to go in line with how the snake directs him. And we also see that Laye later relate his mother's supernatural power, which include the ability to threaten witch doctors over great distances and the ability to communicate with the wounded horse or communicate with the animals in general. And then we also see that he also have the ability to heal animals, to treat animals who are wounded. So all these are part of magic and supernaturalism in the novel. There are several other magic in the novel. I just summarizes these. We have other element, the magical element throw light on the African culture and belief, and then it is also a factual element help us understand the political and the historical realities of Laye's Guinea. So the novel is in colonial African society at that time, and then we see that most people believe in prostitution, and also many people believe in all these religious traditional beliefs, which has to do with a ritual, supernatural, magic, and other things. Now, another thing that is common in the novel is the coming of age. Who was coming of age in the novel? It was Laye. So beginning with his earliest memories, Laye takes readers through his childhood and finishes his tale as he flies into adulthood. So leaving his parents and childhood friends on a different continent by traveling to Paris. So Laye begins as a toddler, innocent of the danger that faces him as he plays with a snake in his father's forge. And then from that first chapter, each chapter contains some lesson learned, some rite of passage to advance the coming of age theme. With each chapter, he gets wiser and older, and even learn more about his family. Then in his culture, Laye's coming of age rites are mostly formalized. The ceremony of the lions at age 12 begin the journey from childhood to adulthood. Then in the ceremony of the lion, we see the boy must learn to face their fears and master themselves. Where the boy will be secluded in the village, in a bush, secluded in a bush, and then some friends or members of the community will have to go and make sound like lion. If the boy runs, it's not mature to adulthood. But when the boy stays, despite the voice or the roaring of the lions, then they will consider the child as being matured to adulthood. So boldness, the mind to stay regardless of fear, are some of the things be considered to be attribute of an adult in the Malinke family and in Guinea at that time. So let's look at another theme. One of the theme again is that of ritual. Is ritual a prominent thing in the novel? To me, I can say yes, because we have a lot of ritual ceremonial actions performed in the novel in a prescribed order, and then we can see that ritual also take a large portion of the plot of the novel. So Laye introduces the concept in the second chapter, the concept of ritual in the second chapter, when detailing his father's gold-smelting process, far more complicated than simply hitting gold flake. So Laye's father's gold ritual demand bodily purification with oil, consultation with his guiding spirit, snake, and the uttering of incantations that rid the gold of evil spirit. So we also see that there is also a strong sense of ceremony in the Tindican rice harvest Laye takes part in alongside his uncle. So rather than individual farmers harvesting crop they personally planted, the harvest is performed collectively and follow with a lot of rituals. And within the collective work, there are roles divided among people according to age and gender. So coming of age ritual are also fundamental to Laye's story. So we see he immerses the reader in the Kodendiara ritual, in which other boys bring Laye and his friend into the bush to fool them into believing roaring lions are approaching, as I told you earlier. And once they overcome their fear, the boys learn chants exclusive to their initiated status. So the night of Kodendiara function as a precursor to the ritual circumcision that marked Laye's passage into adulthood was really a terrifying night, because Laye was afraid. Just imagine you are kept in a bush and then all that you will be hearing was just roaring of lions, and you are not permitted or you are not expected to run away, because when you run away it will be that you are not mature enough into adulthood. So an adult, according to the tradition of the Malinke people at that time, is someone who can even, in the midst of fear or the coming of lion, can be able to withstand whatever the lion is bringing his way. So I believe, though it is performed as a ritual and the roaring of the lion was done by some boys, not really the real lion, but I wonder if anyone can stand when lion is roaring towards him or her. But well, that will be a question that will be answered based on the tradition. Okay, and the name of the tradition or the initiation ceremony was Kodendiara in the Malinke language. Not really, I think it's not an English name. So we can see that Laye writes of this ritual experiences with sentimentality, but he is also conscious that he is writing for a Western audience that has likely never heard of the ritual woven into the fabric of a Guinean life. So though he was writing about his culture in Africa, he was also concerned about the audience, which would be Western and in fact the global audience. So we see that ritual was common in the novel right from the beginning. Even ritual was combined with religion. Traditional ritual was combined because Laye and his family they practice Islamic religion, and we see that despite the practicing of Islamic religion, they believe in these superstitious African traditional beliefs and African traditional practices. Now, another theme in the novel is uncertainty. What is uncertain in the novel? Uncertainty, anxiety are also common in the novel. Among the most important things is one of them. So the theme first raises when Laye and his father discuss Laye's father's totem, the snake. So the conversation about the guiding spirit of their race take a mournful turn when Laye's father intimates that he knows Laye is destined to spend more time at school and less with him in the forge. Why does he turn to money? Because Laye's father also was more concerned about Laye's welfare, and he really wished that his son should inherit uh, the totem, inherit his career. But now Laye has forged another career, going to school, and then at the end traveling to Paris. So we see that the sight of his father's grief anguishes Laye, and he doesn't know whether he should stay in school or stay close to his father. So this uncertainty comes up again when Laye helps his uncle harvest rice in Tindican. And in a similar sense, his uncle comment that Laye as a student is not destined to become a farmer. So all these are part of the uncertainty that happened. While Laye also was thinking that probably he may become farmer, it was dawning on them that he is not destined to be so. Now we have another theme which in the novel, which is the theme of pride. The theme of pride is common in the novel, and you can also pause the video to read it. Who is proud in the novel? We saw awareness of satisfaction because of the level the society, the family is. It gives a sense of pride. Then another thing is that of independence. Now, because African Child as a novel was written during the colonial era, and while it is true that French culture has infiltrated their native Malinke culture, Laye's family member maintain lifestyle that accord with the Malinke and the Muslim tradition. And Laye also directly addresses the theme of independence when writing about his mother's strong will, independence of mind, independence of will, independence in decision. Then another one is that of colonialism, colonial influence. Yes, colonial influence is very common in the novel in the sense that the French colonized the Guinea, and most of the things that are being done, even the educational system was that of French style. So will not be explaining this in detail. Please pause the video, and we can also study the writing. And if you have any question, please write it in the comment section. I will respond to it. Thank you. I think that is all. Yeah.